Department benchmarks. This one, like the others, draws on the fourth release of the General Counsel Metrics Global Law Department Benchmarks. This survey, the largest of its kind, has 970 law departments in it. Today we're going to be talking about internal legal spending expressed as a percentage of revenue. Now, the internal spend is the budget of the law department during the fiscal year. I use the term budget, but what I really mean is the data is the actual spend of the law department. Now, what is in internal spending? Well, the largest part is compensation. That, which is salaries and bonus and equity awards, usually makes up 75% or more of an internal budget of a law department. But there's also such things as a facilities charge. Think of it as rent, or payments for professional development, continuing legal education, payments for travel, if you have an internal conference, for technology costs, and more. This is what internal spending comprises. It does not include payments to outside counsel, nor does it include things like settlements and judgments and awards paid by the law department. Now, what do? We've collected all this from 970 law departments. We have to normalize it. In other words, for each law department, we divide that internal spending amount by the revenue of the company. So we're dividing actual spend by revenue. This process of normalizing, as it's called, then lets big companies and small companies appear to be perhaps identical in terms of their key benchmark metrics. Big numbers are divided by big numbers, small numbers by small numbers, and you now have normalized them. It has also the advantage that when you normalize numbers, you've created a ratio, and it protects the anonymity of the data that's submitted to the benchmark survey. So, by the way, does the use of medians and quartiles, because there's no way to identify which company it is. Final point I'll make is that the internal legal spending varies a little bit by industry, but not as much as the external spending as a percentage of revenue. Now, this chart, it's taken from the 65 to 70 page report of General Counsel Metrics, which I will point out costs nothing and is easy to do. This chart shows the first quartile in red on the left, then the median in green, the average. The average is swollen by a few law departments that have very high numbers. Third quartile and something called the trimmed mean. The trimmed mean is the blue one, the third quartile is purple. Now, the median for this whole group was 0.13%. So a little more than 1/10% was the median figure when you sort them from high to low and pick the middle one at about whatever it is, 300 or 485. So 0.13 is the median. Now, if you would like to take part in this survey, which is confidential, very easy to do because it only asks for 6 pieces of information, here's the URL. Put it in your browser, fill it in, and you'll get the report also. Thank you for listening to this. There are 2 other discussions on this, and have a good day and make good use of law department benchmarks. Thank you.